Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. We're going to talk today about how important it is to keep your head on a swivel. These days and times are very, very serious. I'm down here in San Antonio and some horrible events have recently happened that quite frankly I can't even talk about because things happen on these things. I'm going to do some podcasts about it, and you have to pick your words very carefully. And I'm going to link a story about a news reporter in Chicago that was recently, literally somebody walked by the camera in the background with an item, a pew-pew. And I apologize for having to say these words, but if you only knew what goes on in the background, it's very serious. And I'm gonna link this story. I want you guys to take a look at this story. Literally that blatant, like in front of news crews, this is what's happening right now. Looks like I'm gonna be picked up by my buddies, Chris Taylor and Jack. But I have to pick my words. And I'm doing a very serious video because this is a very serious topic. No, you guys haven't even seen, just don't say it out loud, but check out the article. Here, no, hold the phone. We have to be heads on a swivel, and we have to be on a very serious plane right now. When we're going into any city area or widely populated area, we need to keep our heads on swivels and be protecting ourselves, expecting things that could happen at the blink of an eye. And, you know, I have a lot of past training in this of keeping what we call in my other job, situational awareness. Situational awareness is incredibly important. And man, I hate having to talk in code, but I think it's very, very important because this information has to get out to you guys, and we can't use specific words because the algo will not share. And that's why every time we have you guys hit the thumbs up button or ask to share videos, it's so crucial. Because right now, with the amount of violence that's going on in this world, we have to be ready to not only take care of ourselves, but take care of others. And I think that's very, very important that we are constantly looking around. Mrs. Ninja used to, she now knows why, because I have been put in situations where I had to protect somebody in a public situation that was about to be attacked, but I wouldn't have seen the signs. And one of the things I want to share with you when it comes to situational awareness, even if you're in a restaurant, you're constantly looking around, and my biggest thing is looking for people that seem nervous, people that are fidgeting, you know, shifting, people that won't look you in the eye. I'm always constantly trying, when we talk about defensive driving, we're always talking about one of the greatest rules of defensive driving, or when you're about to leave an intersection, you're essentially wanting to get eye contact of the drivers in that intersection before you move, so that you know that they know that you're about to do something, you know? It's a common understanding. Well, being in a city situation or a busy place like a stadium, it is very, very important to know your exits, your emergency path, things like that. We've seen horrible tragedies like a fire that happened, I believe it was in Rhode Island, oh man, I want to say well over a decade ago, at a nightclub when Great White was playing. And the most horrible tragic part about that was that when the fire broke out, everybody in the nightclub, they ran to the place they came into, right? And the people literally became wedged, and then they couldn't get out the door because they're all running out, and then everybody perished behind them as well as them because they all went out the way they came in. If you had good situational awareness and you look at, hey, this is where I came in, but where's an exit, right? What, you know, are places well lit? Are the people acting fidgety or things like that? And I absolutely hate that I've got to be like this on a video and that we can't talk real stuff. I'll see you guys in a second. But I see this article and the blatant disregard for human life, human mutual respect. There are people that believe that they are better than others or they have nothing to lose. And quite frankly, that makes it scary times, quite frankly. So how do we deal with that? Well, we have good situational awareness. We don't go into places that could be potential threats, things like that. And we protect ourselves. And I think that is the most important thing. Also, being prepared to stand up for others that can't protect themselves is a huge deal. I think that is paramount, especially in today's society where, you know, I believe that literally 99 out of 100 people, even 999 people out of 1,000 people in this country are good people. There are people that would at the drop of a hat come and help somebody, but there are that 1% that aren't. And so what I want to see is people stand up, rise up, and be there for others. You know, I know this is sort of off on a tangent, but as simple as pulling over to the side of the road to help somebody with a tire that's out. We have had those situations where we came across people that could have been easily taken advantage of in a dark place on the highway, and to you know, we reap what we sow. I talk about that a lot. And I think it's very important to, when you help people, it comes back tenfold. And that's not why we should do things, of course, but really my prayer has always been, when I go and help somebody, someone's wife or someone's children that are in trouble, that there will be someone there for my wife or my children someday, because I took the time. There's a lot of people these days that don't have the time to help others. It sounds funny. I was in the airport the other day, and there was a woman crying, and she had a baby, and their baby was crying. They'd obviously either gotten bad news, or you know, the baby was, you know, going nuts. You know, here I'm a grown man, but I walked up to her and I said, "Is there anything I can do? Do you want me to hold your baby or help you in any way?" And she kindly said no. But like, there were people just passing this lady, and you know, I have children. I know how hard it is to have a child that's fussy and stuff, and you're traveling, especially by yourself, let alone both parents, on a stressful time. Traveling can be stressful, but I watch people, you know, they're just too busy, and we need to be that voice of that the two hands that help. Again, guys, take a look at that article. It's very serious, I think, very serious times, and I just want us to start to really think heads on a swivel, be looking around at all times. There have been times that I've been in a restaurant and I get those feelings, the hair standing on the back of my neck. I'm looking around, I don't feel right, and I say, you know what, this is not the place for us to eat. We need to get up and leave. And we have to be that head, that leader of our families, of our community, to be able to be ready for that. In my community, we had an issue when Antifa came to town, and they were well organized. They had little earbuds in, and they were trying to rile up, you know, they were running around on their little electric scooters, and I made the call. I started seeing what was going on, and from my work, I started calling community leaders. And they weren't community leaders because they were voted to be community leaders. They're community leaders because they were good, strong men and women that I said, you need to get downtown right now, and we need to start figuring out what's going on. And literally, they worked with police, and they identified multiple leaders in this group trying to take our city and cause a riot. And this was about 2.5, 3 years ago. And that's what I'm talking about. We are all leaders if we choose to be. And we need to be prepared for bad things to happen. And the great thing is when we all stand up, just like my friends stood up to these people, these rebel rousers. They were literally rebel rousers. There are about 20 of them. And they were well organized. Like I said, they even had a command van with radios in there that they ended up finding. This is very serious stuff. And they were trying to take good-hearted people, use their emotions against them, to be honest with you, and start a small riot. And they did not work. It failed. The plan failed because of good people. Heads on swivels. Think more about what's going on around you than what's going on inside of you or inside of your mind. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, hit the like, hit the share button, and a subscribe would be awesome too. The Economic Ninja is out.